What will happen to Rodney Hinton in prison? As we all know by now, Rodney Hinton has been arrested for aggravated murder after allegedly running over Deputy Henderson. All the fates and destiny crossed on May 1st, where Ryan Hinton, or Rodney Hinton III, would be gunned down by officers. Yes, he was in a stolen car, high-speed chase, where he got out and ran, and he was shot. Within 24 hours, they showed the body cam footage to his father, Rodney Hinton Jr. II. There's a lot of misunderstanding is Rodney didn't just leave with the car and go do that. After seeing his son get gunned down by officers, they wouldn't let him take his car, Rodney. After seeing his son get gunned down, he left, went back a few hours later, got in the car, found the nearest officer, and ran him over. I read a lot of comments. I wanted to see kind of where everybody stood on this. Now, we've seen police shootings that were beyond just horrific. We've seen some that dude pulled a gun out like he wanted to go OK Corral, like the dude who just recently raped his daughter right in the middle of the street, and they shot him. Watching this, 100% that child put himself in a position where anything could happen. And we could break down the video of him running through the dumpster where, to me, he doesn't seem to be pulling any weapon, and he looks like he's running forward away. And as somebody who's been raised by the state, I'm not sheltered. I'm not scared to admit it. I've had the shit beat out of me by police. I've seen the corruption from corrections officers to deputies to COs. Even the good ones turn bad from the pressure of everything that's around them. If they do not comply, they do not lie, or they get embarrassed on the job, it's your life, it's your freedom. Now, as somebody who's been in the system his entire life, unfortunately, I would be a fool to tell you that before I entered as a teenager, I had no idea what existed with the corruption. I thought you called them and they would save your life. As a father, as a man who changed his life, I've seen brutality at its worst. And every time I've seen somebody get murdered by the cops, they put the dogs on us, have them biting us, beating the shit out of us in the cells, on the way to the jails. And I've seen it of all different races, right? You've seen what just happened to Brooks in the infirmary. That shit's been going on forever. It's just now there's cameras everywhere. Now everything reaches people within a second. What they failed to tell you is this is the 6th similar incident in just 9 weeks by the same police department. Everything's perspective, everything's interpretation. Now, before I get to the prison aspect of all that, let's put this in reality. Whatever you believe, whatever you think you should believe, whatever you feel you have to fit into a box to believe because you don't want to look a certain way, in the hearts of everybody, mother, father, brother, sister, whatever it may be, if you see your son, right or wrong, get gunned down by officers, my opinion is they shouldn't have shot him, that he wasn't pointing a gun. They lied and said that he was shooting the gun, and they found a gun on the ground that had never been fired. Minus all that, you walk into a room and you see your baby boy murdered. You get in the car and you think you're going to tell yourself, it's my fault, I should have changed it. How do y'all listen to me talk about the tortures of these chomos and all these evil rapists, right? I had to commit crimes to get into prison to bring that justice. And there's many times the officers beat the shit out of me, pepper sprayed me. People I knew were murdered by the officers, plain and simple, and they lied on reports. They used to hold us down in the showers, scalding water, spraying pepper spray on us until one of us would just pass out, gag out, just completely out of it. Suffering, can't even breathe in there. Boiling water on your back, pepper spray in your face, they're kicking you, punching you, all because we refuse to let them ever victimize us, even though it was a kamikaze mission. And then they lie on the paperwork, they cover it all up. Every case on here, murder after murder. Everything seems to be an accident. But we could cheer that on, right? But when a father sees his son get murdered, whatever your opinion is on that, you think he's gonna go home the same man? As a father, I've sat with my son, and obviously there's boundaries. You cannot ever hurt women or children in any of those ways. But wrong or right, I'm gonna be by your side to the end, God and me to the end. There is nothing stronger than the bond of a father and a son, or any type of male role model and a young man. And not only to know that it happened, but to see it and have them show you a little 6-second grainy thing and act like, whatever. That's what happens. It doesn't matter at that point, because you have to look at it from a different perspective, whether you agree or not, right? I committed many crimes where I should have been killed by the officers, and they've pulled guns on me. They've taken it to the point where one of my friends was murdered by an officer, and he did not deserve to get murdered. And they wrote it up as he had a weapon, which he didn't. Minus all that again, the rage, the love, the pain, it doesn't matter, because what happens when they go to court? There's 20 officers, 30 officers there, the blue line, right? So after seeing that, what does it matter who you hit next? You see a cop, you're in a rage after seeing your son get gunned down. Whoever you see is going to get it next. And forever, the man who killed that little boy, he'll always be looked at as the guy who killed a little boy and was the reason another officer fell. It's sad that good cops die from the actions of bad cops. People not like what I say. They might make it a racial thing. But to me, growing up in the system, all I seen was them beating the dog shit out of me, killing youngsters in the YO programs, letting us just fall out on the ground and die for hours because they didn't want to get any write-ups. They didn't want to get in trouble or any lawsuits. Look at Cain Velasquez, right? What did he do? He found out a man was molesting his son at the daycare. The man went to jail, got out. They didn't alert him. They didn't put a restriction, injunction like they should have. So Cain, we all know he's a hero. He goes after him in the car, on the highway, civilians everywhere, just starts dumping shots, hits the dad. Bunch of civilians out there, could have been kids out there, yet he's a hero, 100%. What is the difference? The crime? Yet he could have caused just as much damage as that kid could have caused. In his mind, it did not matter who the fuck is in that car, who is near there. Collateral damage, I don't give a fuck. Everybody will pay for what they've done to my son. Retribution. That's the mind state, period. There is no other way around it. If you can show up 30 deep, if you can beat people together, lie on paperwork, then what is the difference if Bill, John, or whatever is hit? It's a tragedy, though. It's a catch-22, and not all officers are bad, and I have a highly respect law enforcement, but I also know that the way they would shoot that kid down, if you went right now and said something, God forbid, horrific happened to your child, they wouldn't even investigate it for a couple of days. They don't give a fuck when kids are hurt, when people are raped, molested. But if somebody called the cops right now and said I punched a wall, they'd send the SWAT team here, damn near ready to kill me. And that's just what it is. If you ever hurt my son, right or wrong, in that moment, and I'm watching it live, or somebody, God forbid, did anything to my child, I'm gonna look at that, and everybody wears the same face in that moment. Now, I understand, the man had a family, but if you're gonna play those games, if you're gonna say you're part of that line, then you must accept the consequences of your brothers. There's a law of parties, right? If we all go and commit a crime and one of us gets killed by the police, we all get charged with murder. So in the streets or in the Bible, there's a law of parties as well, an eye for an eye, right? If somebody in the family takes one of yours and you can't get to them, what's the worst possible justice? Knowing you're responsible for killing a child and your actions are 100% responsible for killing one of your coworkers. In prison, he's going to be celebrated as a hero. If that would have been me getting shot, would y'all have said the same thing? Ask yourself. The most dangerous man in the world is a man that's convinced he's right beyond any reasonable doubt. Stay out, stay free, and rest in peace to everybody in this tragedy. It's a catch-22. Huss. What will happen